My in-laws left me off the Christmas card. Again. When I brought it up, my husband said, "They just forgot. It's not that deep." I designed my own card that year, one with me and the kids, holding a banner that read, "We didn't forget anyone." I mailed one to every relative, including them, in a larger envelope with a copy of my name legally restored to my maiden one. I've been married to Rick for 10 years. We live in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Quiet place, mostly cold in the winter, nice enough people. We have 2 kids, Eli, 8, and Maddie, 5. I work part-time at a dental clinic. Rick works for a logistics company, freight, trucks, spreadsheets, that kind of thing. Nothing flashy, but it pays the bills. When we got married, I honestly thought I hit the jackpot with his family. His mom, Janice, acted like she adored me back then. Invited me to brunch, gave me her lasagna recipe, told me I was the daughter she never had. His dad, Ron, was quiet but kind. They lived 15 minutes away, so we saw them a lot. Sunday dinners, birthdays, cookouts in the summer. That all changed after Maddie was born. I couldn't tell you the exact day it shifted. It wasn't one thing. It was a slow drip, tiny slights that got heavier with time. Janice would accidentally forget to invite me to things. She'd hand out matching gifts to the family and then give me something clearly regifted or nothing at all. She started calling the kids by Rick's last name instead of ours. When I corrected her, she'd say, "Oh, I forget what you go by." But the worst came at Christmas. 3 years ago, we got one of those thick holiday envelopes in the mail, classic Janice. She does professional photo cards every year. They're always posed, themed, stiff. I open it while making dinner, and just froze. The picture? It was Rick, his parents, his brother, his sister, their spouses, and all the grandkids. Even the family dog, all standing out on their front porch, wearing red and gold, smiling like a Norman Rockwell painting. Everyone, except me. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe they used an old photo? But no, Eli and Maddie were in it. Just me missing. I showed it to Rick. He shrugged. "It's not that deep," he said, wiping his hands on a dish towel. "Not that deep?" I held the card up like it was proof of something. "Do you see what's missing?" He glanced at it. "Yeah. Maybe they didn't have a good picture of you." I live 15 minutes away. They couldn't take a new one? He didn't say anything. Just turned back to the sink. I let it go. That year. The next year, I checked the mailbox with a pit in my stomach. Another card. Same setup, different outfits. Me, still not in it. This time I didn't ask Rick. I called Janice directly.
Janice.
I just wanted to ask about the Christmas card. I noticed I wasn't included again. Was there a reason? She paused. I could hear Fox News playing in the background. "Oh, honey," she finally said, "we only had so much room on the card. It's nothing personal." "Nothing personal?" I asked calmly. "Well, you're not blood," she said, as if that explained it. That night I showed Rick the card again. I told him what his mom said. He laughed. Actually laughed.
"She didn't mean it like that."
"You know how my mom is." "I know exactly how she is," I said. "And you're just fine with it."
"Come on," he said.
"You're blowing this out of proportion." That phrase. I'll never forget it. The 3rd year, I didn't wait around. I made a plan. A quiet one. I booked a photographer, a friend from work, got matching sweaters for me and the kids. We went to Foster Park, right by the river, just before the snow hit. Eli and Maddie held the ends of a big banner I made by hand. The letters were bold and red. We didn't forget anyone. I ordered 150 prints, each one perfect. I stuffed them into gold envelopes, each one including something extra. A copy of my name change confirmation. I had legally dropped Rick's last name, went back to being Samantha Greer. I paid extra for tracking, made sure every envelope got there. His mom, his dad, his aunts in Wisconsin, his cousins in Arizona, his grandma in Florida, even Rick's office. They all got one. And then I waited. 2 days later, Rick came into the kitchen holding his phone. "What the hell did you do?" I made a card. He threw the phone on the counter. You sent our kids holding a banner that says, "We didn't forget anyone." Yes. And a copy of your name change? I nodded. Figured they'd want to keep their records updated. You're insane, he said, walking out. The next morning his mom called. He answered on speaker. She sounded pissed. How dare she involve the children in this mess? She snapped. Rick didn't defend me. Just said, I'll talk to her. Then hung up. Christmas Eve, Rick came down the stairs in a clean shirt, hair combed, all ready to go. We leaving soon? He asked, like nothing had happened. I laughed. You're going? Yeah, we always go to my parents. You mean you always go? He paused. They don't want you there. I know, I said. I'm not going. He looked at me. You're just going to keep the kids from their family? I said. No. I'm taking them to my family. You want to see them. You know where to find us. He didn't answer. Just stood there like he couldn't believe I had the nerve to say it. We drove to Bloomington that night. My sister's house. She had cider on the stove and sugar cookies cooling on the counter. She didn't ask why I was there. Just hugged me and helped the kids unpack their presents. Around 9 p.m., Rick called. I let it ring. The voicemail said, "Call me when you're done being dramatic." I didn't call him back. Christmas came and went. I didn't hear from Rick until December 27th. That morning, a car pulled into my sister's driveway. I saw him through the blinds. He looked tired, eyes sunken, wearing the same coat he'd had on Christmas Eve. I opened the door, but didn't invite him in. I'm here to take the kids home, he said. I stepped outside and shut the door behind me. They're not going anywhere until we talk. He looked around, like the neighbors might be listening. Can we not do this on the porch? I crossed my arms. Why not? That's where your family loves to pose, right? He flinched. Sam, enough. No, Rick. Not enough. I've spent the last 3 years getting erased by your family. You had every chance to speak up for me. And you didn't. You didn't even pretend to care. His mouth tightened. This isn't about the card. You humiliated my parents. I humiliated them? I said, almost laughing. By mailing a photo of me and our kids to their precious list of people? After 3 years of being treated like I don't exist. You made it public.
No, Rick.
They made it public when they sent out cards without me. I just replied. He didn't say anything, just looked at me like he hated that I was right. You changed your name, he said finally. You're not even part of this family anymore. I stared at him. Then maybe you should stop pretending I ever was. I went back inside. In January, I met with a lawyer. It wasn't about getting revenge. It was about clarity, stability. I needed to know what my rights were. If Rick and I split, I needed to be ready. Not just emotionally, but legally. Custody, property, all of it. When I got home that night, Rick's car was in the driveway. He was inside with the kids. I heard them laughing upstairs. It almost stopped me from what I was about to do. But I went into the bedroom and pulled the box from under the bed. I had started saving things. Photos, documents, all those little moments that paint the full picture of what a marriage really was. Not the good stuff, the ignored stuff, missed birthdays, dismissive texts, notes from therapy I tried to drag him to. I was building a case, not just for a lawyer, for myself. Then came the twist I wasn't ready for. One of Rick's cousins reached out on Facebook. Jenna. We'd always gotten along, even though she lived in Chicago. Hey, she wrote, I know things are messy, but I wanted you to know something. Last year, Janice told people you were taking time away from the family because of anxiety. That's why you weren't in the Christmas card. My stomach dropped. She told people I chose not to be included? Yeah, Jenna wrote. I didn't believe it, but others did. I didn't reply. I just sat there with the weight of it in my hands. They weren't just erasing me. They were rewriting the story. That night, I printed the screenshots. I added them to the box. Then I emailed myself everything. I wasn't finished yet, but I was just getting started. About a week after that message from Jenna, something strange happened. I got a call from Maddie's preschool. The director, Ms. Rhodes, sounded concerned.
¿Y Samantha?
Everything okay at home? My heart jumped. Why? Well, Janice dropped Maddie off today. I froze. What? She said she was helping you out. I didn't question it, but Maddie seemed confused. I thought it was odd. I hung up without saying much else. Janice had never taken my kids to school. Ever. Not even once. Rick must have given her access. Without telling me, I drove straight to his office. Didn't call. Didn't text. He worked in one of those beige buildings off Coliseum Boulevard. I stormed into the lobby, past the front desk, straight to the row of cubicles in the back. Rick stood up when he saw me. "What the hell is wrong with you?" I hissed, trying not to raise my voice too loud. "You gave your mother my drop-off duties?" He looked caught, like a kid busted stealing from the cookie jar.
She offered to help, he said.
I have a lot going on. So, your solution is to let the woman who's been actively cutting me out of this family take my daughter to school? Without telling me? You're being unreasonable. No, I said. I'm being a mother. People were watching now. I didn't care. I turned and walked out. By the time I got back to my car, my hands were shaking. Not from anger, from fear. They were trying to push me out of more than just a photo. That night I got a call from Rick's sister, Paige. We hadn't spoken in months. "I'm just going to say this," she said. "Janice is telling people you're unstable, that you're leaving the kids with random babysitters and not taking care of yourself." What? She even told Grandma you're on meds. I wasn't. Not that it mattered. She's setting the stage, Paige said quietly. I think she wants Rick to get full custody if things go south. My skin went cold. Why are you telling me this? She sighed. Because I know what she's capable of. And because I've been on the wrong side of her before. Thank you, I said. Really? After we hung up, I added Paige's call to my notes. I started backing everything up. Every text, every voicemail, every strange thing that fell off, but I had let slide over the years. Rick wasn't just letting his mom run things, he was part of it. They were laying the groundwork to take my kids. That's when I started recording everything. One night, Rick came home later than usual. He smelled like cheap wine, and his eyes were red. Rough day? I asked. He just muttered, "Don't start." I let him settle in. Waited till he was sitting on the couch with a beer, the kids asleep. Then I hit record on my phone and put it on the kitchen counter. "I need to know something," I said. "Are you trying to get custody?" He laughed. "I'm not trying anything, but I'll do what's best for the kids. And that doesn't include me?" He shrugged. "You're spiraling. You changed your name, started a fight with my whole family, and now you're acting paranoid." I kept my face still. "Your mom's telling people I'm unstable. She's worried. We all are." I wanted to scream. Instead, I said, "Are you seriously trying to make me look unfit to raise my own kids?" "You're doing that all on your own," he said, finishing his beer. I kept that recording, uploaded it, stored it off-site. Then I made a second copy and scheduled a meeting with a family attorney. Again, this time I brought the box. The lawyer, her name was Diane, sat across from me flipping through the pages of my box. She was calm, sharp, and she didn't sugarcoat anything. "This isn't just a custody issue," she said. "It's a smear campaign. They're building a case to paint you as unstable. And it's not just emotional manipulation. It could become legal." She laid it out clearly. Rick and Janice wanted to shove me out slowly. No big fights. Just steady erosion. Then, when the time was right, they'd push for custody and tell everyone it was for the kids. Diane helped me file for separation the next day. Quietly. No big announcement. Just paperwork. I also filed for temporary custody of Eli and Maddie. Based on Rick's passive involvement and Janice's interference, Diane thought we had a strong case. Then I waited. Rick got served at work. He didn't come home that night. Instead, Janice showed up at my house. I opened the door, and there she stood, dressed like she was on her way to church. Fake smile, coat perfectly pressed, her eyes cold. This has gone far enough, she said. You're right, I told her. It has. She stepped forward like she was going to walk in. I blocked the door. I don't think you understand, she said, voice low. I've helped raise those children. If you think I'm going to let you destroy their future, save it, Janice. I held up a manila envelope and handed it to her. Inside was everything. A full copy of what Diane had, emails, recordings, screenshots, dates, and written testimony from Paige, and even one of Rick's coworkers who said Janice had been asking about my schedule behind my back. Her face changed. I watched it happen. The confidence drained, replaced with something close to fear. You need to leave, I said. Right now. She didn't say a word. She just turned and walked down the steps. I closed the door. That night, Rick finally came home. He walked into the kitchen, saw the papers on the table, and went pale. You filed. I did. You're doing this to punish me.
No.
I'm doing this to protect myself. And to protect our kids. From you. He sat down hard in the kitchen chair. Quiet. Like he'd finally run out of things to say. The court date came fast. Janice didn't speak in the courtroom. She sat behind Rick, lips tight. But the judge read the reports. Saw the recordings. The lies. The forgotten cards. The preschool stunt. All of it. Rick's lawyer tried to argue that I was acting irrational. But my documentation was solid. Paige testified. So did the preschool director. Even Jenna from Chicago gave a statement via Zoom. The judge awarded me primary custody. Rick got supervised visitation for the first 3 months. After that, it would be reviewed. Janice wasn't allowed to transport or pick up the kids. At all. As we left the courtroom, Rick stopped me. You're going to turn them against me. I looked at him. No, I said. You did that on your own. 3 months later, I changed my phone number. Got a new job, full-time this time, with better hours and better benefits. We moved to a small rental house closer to my sister. Eli started calling me Mom the Strong after he overheard me on the phone with Diane once. Maddie asked if she could have my last name someday. I told her she could have any name she wanted. Rick sees them now, a few times a month, when he bothers to show up. Janice isn't allowed near them. And honestly, the kids don't ask about her anymore. As for me, I'm not proud of everything I did. Maybe the Christmas card stunt was petty. Maybe I escalated too fast. But I'd spent years trying to be polite while I was being erased. When they wouldn't see me as part of the family, I reminded them, loud and clear, that I wasn't going to disappear. They wrote me off like I didn't matter. I made sure they'd never forget me.